Welcome to the Tip In Maple Leafs podcast. I'm Chad.
I'm Dale.
So, Leafs pull off a trade today. We're just going to get right into it.
Yeah.
I'm remotely doing this podcast from a bedroom without a microphone. All I got is my iPad headphones to work with today. But the Leafs trade Kasperi Kapanen to the Pittsburgh Penguins. They also trade defenseman Jesper Lindgren and left wing Pontus Aberg, who actually played for the team a few games.
Yeah, he did.
Here and there. And the Leafs get Pittsburgh's first round pick, 15th overall in this year's draft, left wing Evan Rodriguez, center Philip Hallander, and defenseman David Warsofsky, who is basically just a journeyman.
Yeah.
30-year-old AHL defenseman.
Yeah.
Left-handed, if anyone's wondering.
Philippe Hallander, though. He's a centerman.
Hallander.
Yeah,
20 years old.
Yeah, he's a Swede. He's a prospect. He was one of he's a good piece for that trade, man. I think great deal, right?
Yeah.
Initial thoughts. Great deal.
Yeah, I looked at this trade and thought about it, and I can't find anything really wrong with it. Like, I'm sad to lose Kasperi Kapanen. I like Kapanen.
Yeah.
But you got the first round pick back. You were going to pick 13th. Now you're picking 15th.
Yeah.
You got a young.
Well, they weren't going to be picking at all.
No, but that was, if they had a pick, they would have been 13th overall.
Yeah.
But now you're picking 15th. They got a young centerman back, and they freed up $3 million in cap space. That's a lot for Kasperi Kapanen.
100%.
That is a big haul for Kapanen.
Someone was saying earlier that when New Jersey traded Taylor Hall, they didn't even get that good a package for Taylor Hall.
No, that's a win for Dubas.
I think they got a first in that trade, but it ended up being like in the 20s or something like that.
Yeah.
So,
and to verify how Pittsburgh fans felt about it, I went to the Penguins Twitter account.
Yeah, not so great.
And yeah, they are not so great. It was basically fire Jim Rutherford now.
I mean,
that was basically it.
What are you going to do? Pittsburgh's in win now mode. So, the 15th pick, could they have dealt it for something else? Yeah, but they plan on Rutherford always liked Kapanen. Like, he's always been a fan of Kapanen, and now they're getting him back, and they'd have plans to play him in. They think his speed will help them, and they're going to play him top minutes with like the top guys, whether it's Sid or whatever. Like, I don't think he's going to be playing a third line role in Pittsburgh. So they're going to give him a chance to play with the big guys and hoping that he can do more than what he did here. And when he did play with the big guys here, his best stretch of hockey, I think, as a Leaf, Kapanen, was when Nylander held out for the contract and he played with Matthews. That was Cappy's best stretch of hockey as a Leaf, I think.
Yeah, you're right. That was, and it was also at the start of the year where a lot of guys can get hot and then tail off at the end. But that was his best stretch. And
then when Nylander came back, it kind of all went to shit. They were flying before Nylander even came back. Like, the whole team was killing it. But Kapanen basically took Nylander's spot on that line, and he was doing a great job. Great job.
Obviously, and that year, he formed into killing penalties, and he became a really valuable player to the team.
He did. Penalty killing and his speed. But, I mean, I don't have a lot of bad things to say about Kapanen, but I like him. I like him as a player. I like his speed. I like his hair. Yeah.
You like his girlfriend?
I do. I'm going to miss her big time. But I'll still keep a track on the old Instagram for sure. Pagey and cheeks. But no, man, look, what do? You get a first round pick, which they can, and you clear up the cap space, like you said. They're getting this Philippe Hallander guy. I guess Dubas has had his eye on him for a while, they were saying.
Yeah.
Centerman, 20 years old, probably a couple years away. First thing I thought of right there is, well, there's Kerfoot's replacement, like 100% probably. And they're going
to continue to make moves.
Well, not even, like, he's probably a couple years away, but they've got Kerfoot signed for another 2 years. So unless, I'd be fine if Kerfoot's the next deal made. I have no problem with that, but somebody's got to play. Unless they re-sign Spezza and Gauthier comes back and there's your 3-4 center, or they do something else, free agency or another trade. Like, this is just the start of a lot of things. Like, this has this trade has written all over it like this is something to help us make a larger deal in the coming weeks or coming months.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. They didn't trade Kapanen for anything, for any big piece back. They got that first rounder, a young guy like you say that's a couple years away, and some cap space.
Yeah.
So
perfect.
if you're not in a rebuild, if you're in a win now, this is the first of several moves.
Yeah, perfect scenario. And they have guys that can step in and play like fill Kapanen's spot. They've got a ton of how many Kapanen? Okay, Kapanen's got speed, but like literally how many Kapanens does that team have?
They have a ton of skilled wingers. What they need is defensemen.
Yeah, and that's coming. But
out there.
Yeah, there is. They got this Barbanov guy. What's his name? Alexander Barbanov or whatever. The Russian. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
So he's coming in. I don't know if he plays right or left wing, but I mean, without a Johnson going out or a Kapanen or if they re-sign Spezza and Clifford, like they got to make room for some new bodies because guess what? Like the core is probably not going anywhere. So you're going to have to change up some other things. Like for getting the first round pick, who's to say they might use that pick and pick a player, but they could use that pick to make another deal at the draft, or just now they have a first round pick in play. How many teams would love to? I can't even believe that they did. Like he was able to get that in the deal. Like that's ridiculous.
Yeah, it seemed like I said that's a big haul for Kasperi Kapanen.
Big time.
Like getting the first, I could see getting the cap space and a prospect, and maybe a second rounder. But to get the first round in what they're calling a very deep draft, like 15th overall is a pretty good pick.
Sure.
So
I'm not convinced.
I'll give Dubas credit.
Oh yeah, 100%. Like I'm not convinced that they use that pick and actually pick a player. I wouldn't be surprised if it's involved in another deal to bring, like, do they want to, like, I know they haven't had a lot of picks and all that, but like you pick fifth, like you pick that you're not going to see that guy for 4 years, 5 years, and you might never see him. You might never see him. So I parlayed that pick into something else that's going to help them now. Would you not?
I think it depends. If there's a player that they have their eye on, that they really want, that's better than anything you could get in a trade.
I don't think that yeah, you can get a good guy at 15, but you're not going to get, you're not going to know what he is for 4 or 5 years.
It's like when they had the second round pick, they probably could have traded it, but they held on for Nick Robertson because they thought Nick Robertson was a steal at that number.
Fluke, for sure.
So maybe there's someone that falls to 15 where the Leafs scouts have him top 5 or something like that. So they make the pick. But
maybe
if there's nobody there that really is in that category, then, fuck it.
You don't see that Nick Robertson situation play out very often. Almost never. Not that soon anyway. Not they picked him and then the next year he fucking led the OHL in scoring. Like that just doesn't happen very often. But
good pick.
Yeah, anyway. So yeah, maybe they do. But maybe they do.
Do any of the other guys on the Leafs that went with Kapanen? Did you think when you first read the trade, like you texted me and then I went on Twitter and I read it. First glance, I thought it was Liljegren.
Oh yeah, no. Well, then it would have been something probably.
Yeah, but did you not think that when you saw it said defenseman Lindgren, and I was like, oh, it's Lindgren.
No, Liljegren would have been too much to give in that. It would have been. I like it just the way it is because the other guys probably never going to play for the Leafs, and Kapanen, like we said, like I like Kapanen, but you can't fall in love with these guys at this point. You got to make moves that are going to help the team. Like they need to get over this, whatever it is they can't get over, and start putting some different guys out there that can help them push this thing forward. So not to say that Kapanen, like somebody's got to go. Like this is just the first of many things to come. He's the first domino to fall. But trust me, like there's a lot of other things that are going to happen here. Like, who knows, right?
We don't know. This kind of came out of left field. I wasn't expecting anything.
Not this soon. It didn't come out of left field for me because, like, you kind of knew.
The way Jimmy Rutherford came out swinging at his press conference at the end of the year.
Yeah.
He may have initiated this.
Yeah, true. Maybe he did. Like, if you're Dubas, as soon as the first round draft pick gets put on the table, it's done right there. Deal's done. Okay, let's do it. Because you're not getting that from any other team. You're not getting it 100%.
And not having to retain any salary or anything like that. So you're freeing up the entire I think he makes 3.2.
3.2. Yeah.
So you're freeing up the entire 3.25 million, and you're getting a first round draft pick. Boom. Everything else is like getting the 20-year-old centerman from Sweden. That's just gravy.
Yeah,
that's
100%.
just a cherry on top.
Yeah. Yeah,
good
so
job.
It's great. Yeah, great. I think he did a great job clearing the cap space, like we said, and getting the first round pick. I just think it's huge, and we'll see what happens next. But I'm impressed with Dubas today. I mean, he was due for a win. Fucking all this shit about Kadri's been playing in the playoffs. He hasn't looked so great this round against Dallas, but man, like just the last round, he was killing it, right?
Yeah, it's salt in the wound.
Oh yeah,
after the season Tyson Barrie had.
Yeah,
I heard Darren Dreger talking about Tyson Barrie being a hot commodity.
Yeah,
free agent, saying there are tons of teams that are super interested, and it may be a bidding war to get him. I don't understand it.
Knock yourself out.
I don't know.
Knock yourself out.
Maybe he just had an off year, and next year he'll be whatever. But they lost that trade.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Big time.
Would have been nice to have Naz on the team.
Yep, for sure. But whatever. Like, what are you gonna do?
So this won't be a long pod, but I did want to talk about Kapanen's gone. Do you think any of the core get moved?
No, I don't.
You think he's just going to touch around the edges?
I don't think any of the top. Okay, by the core you mean like Matthews, Marner, Tavares, and Nylander? Those four specifically?
Yeah, I mean the top six. I would throw Hyman in there too.
Oh yeah, no, zero chance.
So, yeah, Marner, Tavares, Hyman, Matthews, Nylander. I guess that's it.
I don't think any of them get moved. No, I don't. Do you? Now that I've had some time for it to digest and like whatever, I just don't think the timing is 100% right to make a move like that, to be honest with you. Like, I think you try to, I don't know, like I would go other things first. Fix the defense, maybe upgrade the goaltending. Maybe not. But
how do you upgrade the goaltending other than change goalies?
Well, that's what I mean. Like, get a better fucking goalie.
Did you think before they announced who was coming back for Kapanen that a goalie might be in there?
Well, yeah, I did. But because I was trying to think.
They got two. They got two in Pittsburgh. They got
they've got
Matt Murray and Tyson Jerry. Is that his name?
Yeah. And then they've got some other Desan, I think is the other guy, their third string guy who's also good. But one of them's an RFA and one of them's are they both RFAs or one of them? I don't know. But anyway, I'm not a huge, like Matt Murray played well, won 2 Stanley Cups, but like, I don't know if he's an upgrade over Freddie Anderson at this point, but I take the other guy. I like that Jari kid big time.
Yeah. Well, at least we know Matt Murray can win a game 7 and get out of the first round.
Not lately, but yeah, that's true.
But he's done it.
I'll tell you what, I don't know if you know this or not, but he's a Sault Ste. Marie. I
did know that.
History.
You always got to be careful with that Sioux connection.
Well, Dubas fucking loves it, right? Jack Campbell, he could have 2 Sioux goalies, Jack Campbell and Murray, both his guys, right?
I know.
Wouldn't be surprised. Could happen.
Yeah, it could happen, but I'm with you. I don't think anybody from the core is going to get – I saw a lot of Marner. Like since they've been knocked out of the playoffs, I've seen so many articles, so many things going after Marner. I don't know why he's the target.
Yeah.
The contract, I guess.
Yeah. Well, dude, look, we didn't do a podcast since they did like the media day, the whatever. But I mean, Dubas basically, I don't know. I was kind of surprised that he just stuck like, he just held his ground, basically. He was like, we're on the right track and we're going to do it. Like, we're not going to, like, there will be changes, but he wasn't like, there's going to be this guy that like he stood up for Mitch. He clearly was like, Mitch is not. He's like, you're an idiot if you think that I'm trading Mitch Marner at 22. Like, you're an idiot, basically. Yeah. And that would be fucking stupid. You trading Mitch Marner at 22? Like, give your fucking head a shake. That's insane. That's fucking insane.
The only reason you'd be trading him is the contract.
It's not, dude. I don't like. Is he worth that money at this point? Probably not. But Mitch is a hell of a player. He's only 22. Let's 23, 24, 25.
Dubas gave him the contract.
Yeah, he's not getting traded, and I don't think Mitch Marner is going to be like. He's not the fucking problem. I don't believe. Like, I don't think Marner doesn't want to win. I don't think he doesn't give it. I don't think he doesn't care. I don't think he's the problem here. He wouldn't be the first guy I'd be sending out the door. That's for fucking sure.
No.
So bring Mitch back. Hopefully they come back hungry and, but I don't know. Like, there's going to be a lot of other things going on here. They still, whatever they're going to do with the defense, Pietrangelo, are they freeing up the cap to take a run at this guy? Or is it going to be too much? Like, who knows, right?
It's going to be a lot.
Yeah, like, is it going to be too rich for them?
You would have to free up more cap space, I would assume. Maybe not, I don't know. But
well, they're in the 10 million mark right now. So if they, depending on what they do with Freddie, I don't think they re-sign Frederik Andersen. I don't believe they do. Whether Freddie plays next season or not, I'm not even convinced Fred's in net next year. But let's say he is. I don't believe he's probably in net after that, unless they go on a really serious run.
Yeah,
that's the only way I could see him. They have to go on a run. They have to go on a run, or he's not back.
You got to be careful about that. Even if they go on a run, he is getting older, and a lot of guys play amazing in their contract years.
That's true.
Just to sneak one out. But I'm with you. We'll see how it goes. I'm not convinced Freddie's going to be in net at the start of the year. I was reading an article basically stating why the Leafs were basically it was just bad luck the last 3 years. Talking about their underlying numbers and analytics.
I don't believe that.
And it got me thinking, and I get it when you look at it that way and you're like, possession-wise and their shots and everything. But something that analytics can't measure is the mental part of it. Like, there's something in this team's head where they cannot perform. And it's not just in the playoffs. Look all year.
Yeah.
They would have an amazing game. And then you'd be like, we're going to get this thing turned around, and they would come out and be flat. So I don't care about all your numbers. You need to shake this team up.
No, I agree. You can't pin it on bad luck. That's fucking insane. It's a bad luck. Come on. Like a bounce here, a bounce there. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that is luck. But usually the teams that deserve to win, in my opinion. Like, luck, yeah, blame it on luck. We were like, I don't know. A lucky bounce, yeah, okay, fair enough. Like a bounce here or there, but it's not luck whether or not you're like decide to show up or not or give it or not. Like that's not fucking luck. That's how much you want it.
No, that's exactly what I thought when I was reading it. And they broke it down. They had the numbers showing you why the Leafs were better than Columbus and why they were better than Boston last year. And it was just, a couple bounces here, a couple bounces there. But I'm with you. If you are the team to beat and the team that's going to win, it's going to happen. And we've all watched these game sevens and these elimination games, and they're just not there.
No,
that's a mental thing. And you change the coach, you changed the whole atmosphere of the team. So you used to have a hard ass son of a bitch behind the bench.
Yeah.
You got rid of that and you brought in the friendly, nice guy. Well, I'm sure Keefe can be an asshole too, but
more of a player's coach than Babcock, without
more of a player's coach. And the same thing happened. You blew up in an elimination game.
True.
So I'm on board with trading Kapanen, shaking things up.
Yeah.
Letting them know, hey, we run the show. You guys don't run the show.
I hope this is just the start of a very busy offseason, and I believe that it is. I think this was a win for Dubas. Good job, Doobie. Tippin still got your back for now, at least.
For now. We
But
will turn fucking quick.
yeah, well, we'll see what else he does here. We'll see what else he does. But we won't go much longer, but there's couple things I want to touch on. I want to go back to the goaltending quickly. But before that, since you just mentioned the coaching, we should probably mention Brucey Boods. Brucey Boods in the conversation for assistant coach. He's very interested in this Boudreau. He loves the Leafs. He loves the Leafs.
Oh, I know. He loves the Leafs. He admits it.
Yeah,
that he like watches the Leaf games and follows them because he's been a Leaf fan his whole life.
Yeah.
I don't know. Do you think
does Keefe get
to make that call?
I don't know. Apparently the Leafs reached out saying they want. Okay, he was fired, I think, but he's still like under contract, so they have to ask permission to speak with him, I think.
Yep.
In Minnesota. So apparently they asked for permission to speak with them, but he did like an ESPN interview the other day saying they haven't reached out and spoken with him yet. So maybe that's because Kyle had all this other shit going like the last week or so that he didn't have time for a booty call. But so now maybe he'll get Brucey in there. I could see it happening, man. Apparently he's.
I would love it. I would love it.
He's, apparently he's a well-liked coach. He knows his shit. Like he's had success. I don't think he's taken a team to a cup, like to win a cup, but he's been close. He's had good success. But anyway, I don't know if it's going to happen or not. I think they're going to interview him for sure. Like I can't think of anyone better off the top of my head than Brucey Boods to come in and help Sheldon. He's a veteran guy who is a very likable and easy to get along with. Apparently, he said he wouldn't be stepping on. He wouldn't he would help Sheldon, but he wouldn't step on his toes. Like it would be Sheldon's team. Which a lot of
That's the thing I would worry about if I was Sheldon.
Well, I don't think well, that's why you got to interview him and see what's up. Like I take
he has like way more experience under his belt than Sheldon.
That's why he would be a good hire. Do you not think?
But at the same time, if you're coaching behind the bench, do you want a guy beside you where you make a move in the last 5 minutes and he's like, I don't know.
No, but I would like that. Ultimately it would be my decision, but I'd love somebody like Bruce beside me to run it off of.
Yeah, to be like, what do you think about this?
100%.
That's right. If he's willing to do that, to be the assistant and not step on the toes, like he says.
Yeah.
Which I find would be hard.
His personality seems like he would do it. Like whatever is best for whatever needs to be done. Like he seems like willing to all do that.
Oh, that'd be great.
I'm all for it, man. I hope that they're going to interview him, whether or not he gets the job or not. I hope he does. I think a veteran presence would be good. Do you want an all rookie coaching staff?
He'd be replacing McFarland.
Right. And I don't know what they're doing with Hackstall. Is he still? I hope he doesn't come back.
He's got no idea.
He hasn't been released yet, I don't think, but he's got it. They need let Sheldon hire somebody who he wants, like maybe whoever was his right-hand man on the Marlies. So let him hire somebody who wants, and then let the organization hire Brucey Boods.
Yeah. Don't even get another assistant.
Just get Bruce.
Brucey do both the penalty
two-man show.
Kill. Yeah. He'll do the penalty kill and the power play, the offense and the defense.
Yeah, I would love that.
He'll be running back and forth, talking to the players. It'd be great.
I would love that. Anyway, so we'll see what happens there. If Bruce Boudreau gets hired, we are immediately doing a podcast.
Yeah.
But
we're gonna reach out to everybody and anybody to get him on the show.
Oh, try so hard. What's that? A tip in this is a Maple Leafs podcast? Of course, call me anytime. Anything Leafs. He's down, man. He's so down. Yeah. But okay, so anyway, I wanted to touch on this. Vancouver Canucks have looked pretty good. I haven't been watching, but I know they beat St. Louis, and I've seen highlights. The goalie, this Markstrom, I think he's a Swede. This Markstrom or whatever, is that his name?
Yep.
I'm pretty sure he's a UFA, unrestricted free agent this offseason. Is that correct, or do you know?
I'm not sure.
I am pretty sure that he is. So, I mean, you want to talk about getting a new goaltender? There's a guy right there that I would be I guess why would he want to leave there? Because he's got a team on the rise, good situation. But I don't know how tight. Vancouver's got a lot of young guys coming up that they're going to have to pay too. Quinn Hughes and Besser and
Yep.
Pedersen, like they're going to be in big fucking trouble real soon, just like the Toronto Maple Leafs. So how much money can they throw at their goaltender? Man, but he's a hell of a goaltender, that Markstrom. Big time. Big time.
Yeah, he's looked good. I watched a bit of the series between the Canucks and Blues. The Blues didn't look really good.
No.
Like they didn't look like the St. Louis that wanted to win the cup.
No.
I don't know if it's
They didn't get the goaltending either, though. Like that's how big a part Binnington was huge last year.
Yeah. And
that's the truth. Without that kid coming up, they don't win the cup. They do not win the cup.
No, like some of them looked really good, but they just didn't have. I don't know if maybe the empty arenas, like some guys just aren't adjusting to being in the bubble and whatever. But Vancouver looked good, and you're right. Markstrom looked really good, and he's in the last year of his deal. This year.
I don't know. It's probably too far. Like it's probably not a move that can be made. But I just think
if they win another round, they're going to sign this guy.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you think?
I don't know. Well, like I said, like who are you? I don't know who else they have in the pipeline as far as goaltenders go, but I know that like this Quinn Hughes kid is fucking ridiculous. Besser, I don't know if Besser already got paid. Maybe he did, but Pedersen, like these guys are going to want fucking big time money real soon. It happens real quick here. So, where do you going to throw 10 million at the goalie? Like, what are they going to do?
Well, he makes 3.5 now.
Okay. Well, he's due for a huge upgrade. Okay. So is he going to sign somewhere in the 6-7 range? Maybe is that big?
Probably.
Okay.
Carey Price is the highest paid goalie in the league.
Okay. So if Markstrom's like going to sign it for 6 million or whatever, if I'm the Leafs, I get in there and okay, do you want 8? Do you want 7 or 8 to come over here? We'll give you 2 million more. Come play for us for the next 5 years.
Yeah.
Or
do that Leafy thing that the Leafs do and be like, we'll give you the same as Vancouver. Difference is we'll pay it all to you on July 1st. So if there's a strike or a lockout, you're still getting your full salary, baby.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah,
$6 million in your bank account every July 1st.
Anyway, just thinking of goal, like I looked at the list of free agent goaltenders, and I was sure that he was on there, and I'm like,
he's on there.
This guy's like, so he's like 27, probably be 28. Yeah. So right in his prime.
Late
yeah,
bloomer.
But man, like this, I'd love to see that guy in the Leafs net for the next 5 years. He looks awesome. Probably a fantasy, but you never know, right? You never know.
Yeah. One last thing. So do you think we're both in agreement they need to shake things up a little bit, but keep the core together?
Well, I'm not even like, would I keep the core together? Not necessarily. There might be one guy that I would be trying to deal, but it would only be one guy. But I don't believe that they will do that. I think that the main 4 will be back. They're going to try to go ahead with what you were going to say.
No, I'm just saying that we that's what we believe. They're going to keep the core together. Let's just say that. Yeah. I know you think Nylander is definitely on the bubble to be traded. You can't trade Matthews. You can't trade Tavares, and he already said he ain't trading Marner.
Yeah.
But we have Freddie on the outside that he could be traded. So basically, you want to shake up the entire team by revamping around the edges, bottom 6, and somehow upgrading top 4D.
Well, I don't consider top 4D around the edges. I consider that a main part.
But that's what you're doing. You're taking from around the edges. You're like where you have, like we said, how many Kasperi Kapanens do you have?
Yeah.
Taking wingers, skilled forwards, but not the core, and you're going to somehow turn that into defensemen, top 4 defensemen.
Maybe
it's going to be tough. That's why I think somebody from the core might have to go.
Okay, if you're talking a deal though, but if you're talking like, hey, Pietrangelo will take $8 million to come play,
1 year
or whatever, like, you know what I mean? I don't know. Like, his wife's from St. Louis. Like he captained the team to a cup. Like, but how much
he
money?
Doesn't want to go.
But they've got they've got cap issues too, just like everybody else. So can they afford? Is he going to price himself out of that market? And all of a sudden, the Leafs are going to be like, well, yeah, we're not as up against it as we thought. Maybe they can still get rid of a Johnson and a Kerfoot or whatever, and you do go without trading. Like they make moves that aren't bringing you that top defenseman, but just making the cap space so that you can throw 8, 9, or 10 at Pietrangelo and see if he fucking takes it.
Or doing these things, picking up first-round picks, picking up 20-year-old prospects that maybe you have no intention of picking or using these prospects. Yeah. It's all to free up cap space and build a package.
Yeah, there's going to be guys
so that maybe you could turn an Andreas Janssen into a top 4D by throwing in a first-round pick that you didn't have before.
There you go, for sure, 100%.
And let's also this has been brought to our attention several times since our last podcast. Is that I think it was Pierre LeBrun reported this, that he spoke to a lot of teams who they're going to have trouble even spending to the floor next year.
Yeah,
because they've lost so much money due to COVID. It could be a year where the Leafs could do this.
Yeah.
They can take a $6 million defenseman that you didn't even know was available.
Yep.
Just because the teams can't afford their players.
Yep, that's 100% right. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So that's very interesting. That's very interesting and very possible. Very likely. Very likely.
Yeah, he said like a dozen teams are going to be really struggling to meet the floor of the cap.
It's very interesting.
So
there's going to be guys available, without a doubt. This was a good start.
All right, baby.
Good start, Doobie. Out of the gates flying a little sooner than expected, but hey, man.
So don't forget to follow us on Facebook and Instagram at the Tip In Maple Leafs Podcast, on Twitter at the Tip In Podcast, and at YouTube at the Tip In Maple Leafs Podcast. Also like to announce that we have secretly been working on a new logo, and I don't know when we're going to unleash it.
Not yet. It's still going to stay on the down low.
When that logo comes out, there will be merchandise that you can purchase. So if you would like, a little just the tip on your hat.
Yep, we're going to get hats and shirts done and all that, and maybe we'll even throw the logo right on the mankini.
There you go.
The mankini, you know this?
Just the tip on a little, yeah.
The mankini?
Speedo?
Well, it's a little more than a Speedo, but it's, is that what it's called? The mankini? I think it is.
Isn't it just a Speedo?
Oh, I think it goes up like over the nips too. And like,
like Borat?
Yeah, like Borat. Like it really hugs the junk tight. Like really tight. But if we pop a nice tip-in logo right on that mankini, woo!
Oh man, I'd wear that to the beach.
Oh yeah, we might start doing these podcasts in mankinis.
That's right.
Just for the people watching on YouTube. So 0% chance of that happening.
It'll say down one side, it'll be like, now, and it said, it's time for, and then right on the jump, just the tip.
Yeah, for sure. So yeah, some merch and stuff in the works for next season. The start of next season.
Did you logo
quickly before
and a new website that you can go and read articles.
A lot of tip-in things will be coming up gravy. But okay, did you hear this 4 bubble scenario for next season? Did you hear about this?
No,
they're not going to be able to, like, come December. No. Come December or January, whenever they decide to start next season, they're not going to be able to fucking do what baseball's doing. It's not going to work, man. Like, they're not going to be flying throughout the states back and forth from 30 different cities. Like, it's just not going to happen. So
baseball's playing like triple games sometimes in one game.
Yeah, it's to try to catch up. That's what the NHL did too.
No, I mean the same team.
Oh, the same.
Like
team.
Some teams are playing like double headers and then another game, and because they're trying to catch up from the COVID. Like you can't do that in hockey.
No. So anyway,
you can't have a team go out for 2 weeks and then catch up. It just doesn't work that way.
LeBron or somebody was reporting that they're considering a scenario where they do 4 bubbles, and they would put like 12 teams in each. Or Seattle won't be in yet, I guess. I don't know. However many teams in like each
Each bubble.
Yeah, if there's 3 or 4 bubbles, whatever, they would select amount of teams and they would play. Oh, I think they said, okay, like they would play 12 games in one spot and then they would rotate. So they wouldn't all be in the same place. Like they would rotate.
Do they have to stay away from their families the whole season?
I don't know. I'm not 100% sure, but that it's just an idea for them to play. And like they were considering doing like Edmonton, Toronto, maybe Vancouver, Montreal, like having it in Canada because, well, the States is still the States. Like, I don't know, just an idea because I'm sure they're starting like they're already thinking, okay, how are we going to play next year? Like, what are we going to do? Like,
well, they've said that both Canada and the States, like top medical experts have said, you could be looking at 2023 before you can pack a stadium.
Oh, without a doubt. Look how well Edmonton and Toronto has worked out. Flawlessly.
I'm sure it's hard on the players to be away from their families and things like that, but
not like one positive test, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. No, I give props to the NHL.
Dude.
And the NBA has done a good job too.
Great job.
Give props to them and the
Raptors. Go Raps. Thursday. Go get them. Boston.
Go
beat them.
Sweep.
It's going to be a tough series.
First sweep in franchise history.
Yeah, it was awesome, man. They're going to be tough against Boston, but I think they can beat them. They have better secondary than Boston. I think they can beat them.
That's right. It'll definitely be the bench that pulls them out of that one.
But Lowry, questionable. I think he'll play. But anyway, go Raps. Get by them, and then who knows what the hell's going to happen. Clippers are not looking so great for Kawhi. Series is 2-2. They're playing tonight. If Dallas wins, Clippers could go out in the first round.
Yeah.
You imagine if he would have stayed, man. Like, it would be the Raps would be 100%.
They'd be walking their way to the
without a doubt.
But you know what? Maybe they can do it. Maybe they can do it without him.
Oh, I think they can. It'll be even sweeter if they do. So I'm go Raps. Go Raps.
Go Raps. For the Tip In Maple Leafs podcast, I'm Chad.
I'm Dale.
And we'll
be back after the Leafs hire Brucey Boods. We'll catch you later.
Or if another big trade happens.
Yeah. Catch you later.
All right. Catch you later, everybody.